The one habit that has changed my life and continues to do so is self-discipline. Many people underestimate its power. In the early days, I personally relied heavily on motivation, and I still use it, but only as a starting spark. Motivation can give you a burst of energy to get going, but you can't rely on it all the time. The problem with motivation is that it's tied to your mood, and that's where the trouble begins. No mood means no motivation means you don't feel like doing anything, and when you don't feel like doing anything, you start doubting if what you're working on is truly what you want. That doubt often leads to quitting, and when you quit, your confidence takes a hit. As your confidence falls, you stop believing in yourself, and eventually depression creeps in. Once depression sets in, weeks or even months can go by without progress, and you start searching for something new, but only to repeat the same cycle. If you find yourself stuck in this pattern, it doesn't mean your goal isn't right for you. It just means you're using the wrong method. You need to find what works for you. As you can see, motivation alone won't get you far. It's too dependent on how you feel. Now many of you might think, okay, if motivation depends on my mood, then I just need to create a constant good mood for myself. So you start chasing motivation every day, recharging yourself over and over. While this is better than doing nothing, it doesn't work the way you might expect. You end up watching motivational videos like a junkie, always searching for that next boost, or reading quote after quote. Sure, in the moment you feel motivated, but that motivation fades quickly. It won't lead to long-term action. You get so used to needing constant inspiration that you can't even get out of bed, because you first need to motivate yourself for such a big accomplishment. The problem is motivation is a short-term state. It might last a few hours, a day, or even a couple of weeks. That's why relying on motivation alone doesn't work. You need something different, something that pushes you to act consistently regardless of how you feel. This is where self-discipline becomes crucial. Self-discipline is the ability to push yourself to take action and do what's necessary to achieve your goals. I don't want to, or I'm in a bad mood are excuses that don't work here. Self-discipline keeps you moving forward with what you've planned. Think of self-discipline like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. You build it by repeatedly doing things you don't feel like doing but are necessary. But if you stop, just like any muscle, it weakens over time. Consistency is key for building and maintaining self-discipline. When you train this discipline muscle frequently, quitting becomes less of an option. You'll push forward until you reach your goal. You might ask, what if I'm pushing myself all the time? What about gratification from my efforts? Here's the thing, don't look for instant gratification. In the beginning, it's hard work and gratification might seem far away. But sooner or later you'll see positive results because consistent effort leads to them. That's what will boost your mood and fuel your desire to keep going. The key is to never give up. Keep building that discipline muscle and success will follow. Also remember one important thing I've learned the hard way. There is no goal in life that will bring you euphoria every single day, even if you're sure it's the one you've always wanted. We're not robots, we're emotional beings. If you accept this and don't let challenges stop you, you'll keep pushing forward and eventually reach your dream. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you use self-discipline in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. See you next time.